I think we ham and egg pretty well, because the thing about you is you've always brought things back to measurability, even in a marketing phase where everybody in marketing was driving, looks and clicks and feels and style and vanity metrics and things. Even in the early days, I remember even at gift certificates, you just always leaning into, what does this mean and how do we measure it? And that's carried forward today, that I think is really valuable, because if you can't measure something, you just don't know.
Right.
And so my perspective on things is let's just go. And your perspective on things is, okay, let's go, but let's measure it.
Right.
And let's make sure we're grounded in reality. And that's really unusual, because typically in a new company, we've invested in like 50 companies now, about $100 million that we've invested over the last 15 years. The common trait in the best companies is there's a great sales founder and a great technical founder. And, like this, it's like I question you, you question me. We help the companies that we work on with that same dynamic. Let's go, let's act, let's do things, but let's be grounded in reality.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think underlies all of that is don't run out of cash.
Yeah.
Which kind of flies in the face of the go, 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 go environment that a lot of people think you need to be in.
Right. Right.
And I think that's a unique perspective.
Well, the go, go, go environment is so important, right? But then it gets to a point where it went from a strength to a weakness,
right, yeah.
I think. I think you've probably seen this with some of the founders you've worked with is how do you know it when you've crossed that bridge?
Yeah.
Where now you can't just say go, 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 go. You really do have to read the data. The data basically says, how's your business performing? What do your customers think?
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like, when do you flip that switch?
Well, but okay, so you came into Sports Authority. I mean, tell me a little bit about that, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, you came in because, hey, we need some growth.
Yes.
But what did you do?
Yeah.
In the process?
Yeah, and you're feeding right into my I got to see the data type of thing, right? So they called me and said, hey, we've been flat for 4 years. And I thought, a brand like Sports Authority, it's so well known. How are you flat in the e-commerce world for 4 years? You must try to be flat. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a fun opportunity. So, the first 90 days is always me about learning the people. Really those 4 things we just talked about, trying to learn who the people are, trying to learn the business, trying to learn the strategy, what they're executing on right now, and what are the financials of the business. I went a little deeper on that one, which I think has served our founders since, which is I didn't just look at the income statement. I grabbed a hold of every piece of data I could, made a mental insight about it, and then communicated that back to the C-level group there, which then fed right into, and we talk about dots connecting, which fed right into, now what do I need to grow this business? It was really a way to pull people together. Was
it clear for you, but wasn't for them, or someone wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, it wasn't clear, because, when they call somebody and say we're flat, there's clearly everyone's a little stuck, which is what we see, right? We see founders that are stuck every single day. Yeah. They're stuck.
Was there a lever you were able to pull and that was just so crystal clear to you, but to the team it was a 2x4 in the face kind of thing?
Well, I put together probably about 30 different metrics that started to, for me, it was a strategic move to show the picture of the environment today, where the gaps are, which then ended up being opportunities, right? Because they're gaps, and presenting that to the C-level, and that just led them. By the time I was talking strategy and the people we needed to grow this business, they were already like, yeah, we're already there. Just go.
Just go.
Just
okay.
go.
So then you
And-
started to see results.
Right. And then
Okay.
we started to see results. And sometimes in what I know you know too, is you have to know, and you learn this over time by being in this is why I think we're good for founders, because we've been in it now. We know levers that help short term. We know levers that help medium term, and we know levers that help long term. And because we've done it.
Yeah.
And so when you get practice doing it, now, because we're experts, we are able, I think the whole point of doing this podcast and why we do what we do is we've got to share this knowledge.
Yeah. We just got to let people know
Yeah.
that oftentimes they're not that far away.
No, and really there's things that we offer that they don't know. But what we love about some of these founders is they've had this passion about usually some sort of the product or service they're selling, right? And we love that about them. Like we want, we work with a dry pasta person, right? A founder. He has such a passion for this dry pasta. And it is really white space.
Yeah.
And that is stuff that we want our founders to be very passionate about. And then we want to help sort of add on by helping them use that product as the basically the core of how they grow their business, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's why. So we joined forces to do this because it was just a natural hand in glove process.
Yeah.
Really, where I remember we had coffee and you had moved back to Omaha, and I said, well, why don't we just grab coffee and catch up? And one thing led to another. We were like, well, what are you doing? What am I doing? Why don't we just do this together?
Yep.
And it wasn't this long drawn out, negotiation process, this, that, and another thing. It was just, let's do that.
Yeah.
And because it's such a natural effort to do this.
Yeah.
And I think when you take your experience, like you talk about the Sports Authority or the dry pasta company, the light bulb just goes off. And we see these solutions for these founders pretty clearly. And it's like your kids. Sometimes, they're running and they're going to just smack into the coffee table. And you keep telling them, hey, if you keep doing this, you're going to run. And eventually it's like, all right, just go run into coffee.
Let them do it. Let them do it.
And,
Yeah.
but sharing that and packaging it in a way that is just actionable.
Yeah.
Because, too many people are out there saying, we're this expert, we're an SEO expert, we're a revenue, we're a this. It's just like, why are these things out there? Let's just maybe provide this to growing companies that truly could benefit.